Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Geek Beat Live. I am John P.
I am Scott Ellis.
And on today's show, Ashley Madison's hack exposes 36 million cheaters.
Digital rat brains.
Drone hunting shotgun shells.
0.21 gigawatts of solar power.
And did I mention the Ashley Madison hack exposed 36 million cheaters? It all begins now. Yeehaw.
Right on.
Did you put that in there twice for me?
I didn't. I think you did that for
Did
you.
I do that?
Yeah.
It was
But
just such a big deal.
it is a big deal, and it's, a lot of people are going to get exposed.
They are indeed. Well, we're going to talk about that in a minute. But first up, I have some big, exciting news for everybody. And this is actually pretty cool. This has been going on for a year. I have something in my greedy little dirty hands here I've never had before.
I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, we have an official United States of America U.S. Patent and Trademark Office seal on the term Geek Beat.
Did you make that in Photoshop?
It looks like I did, doesn't it? It does look, it's like, yeah, it's official, but it doesn't look all that official for some reason. But this is what we got from the USPTO, and it says that we now have registration number 4,785,355, and our service mark and principal register is Geek Beat. So you know what that means, folks. All of those of you out there who are using the words geek and beat together, I'm going to sue the living hell out of you. No, I'm just kidding.
That's so friendly of you.
But it does
The
make you
community
want
would
to just
love
sue
that.
people. It's like, now I own these words, geek beat. So
one of the tricky things I've learned about having a trademark
is you have to enforce it?
You do have to actively
You
enforce it, because if you don't, if you let kind of people slide and then somebody comes along and uses it and then you try to go after them,
They'll be like, you let everybody
sorry,
else slide.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
So they sent us this piece of paper that says you got the trademark on Geek Beat. This is something that we started, by the way, like more than a year ago.
It takes a while.
I mean, way back, like when Callie was around and everything else, we started this, but it goes through the whole huge legal process. So they sent us this little printout. I don't know what we're supposed to do with it.
Frame it.
We'll frame it, yeah, sure. They also sent us some kind of a little Photoshop thing about the U.S. Customs and Border Control about how they're gonna, I guess, look for goods bearing infringing marks. So that's cool. I guess if somebody starts making fake Geek Beat like dolls or something, you know, they're going to come after them. And then we've got something concerning.
Does that include the John P. Voodoo doll that I made last night?
Is it officially registered?
Yeah, how are you feeling today, by the way?
My back's hurting. It's a little sore.
Just checking.
I guess it's working. And they sent us something about beware of unofficial trademark solicitations. And then they sent us like a letter saying, we're pleased to report that Geek Beat has been granted registration number blah, blah, blah in the United States. So that's it. That's my excitement.
I love it.
News.
No, that's awesome. Congratulations.
We're official.
We are.
We've been calling ourselves Geek Beat for 5 years now.
And now it's officially
And now the government
ours.
actually says, okay, you're Geek Beat.
We have the power.
That's right. So anything exciting happened with you this week?
I took a day off.
You did.
Which is something I haven't done in a very long time.
That's true.
So that was
You're
kind of
a workaholic.
exciting. Yeah.
And now we are live on Periscope for the first time ever. There's still 18 people, 19 people, 20 people. I don't know. I guess they come and go.
Yeah.
And then they give us little hearty things over there.
I like right over my face.
Yeah, I still don't know. There's more right now. A whole bunch of little hearty things. I just don't understand what they mean. And that's John doing it, I guess. John is like just putting hearty things all over you.
Periscope's cool. I like the app and the interface, and I've seen people using it in some interesting ways already. My only gripe is I wish we could turn it into landscape mode and get a more normal
That would be
aspect
better.
ratio, but
I would enjoy that.
But then
I don't
you think Periscope, it's kind of up and down. And
I guess. I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't know. Listen, we've got a bunch of stories, so should we take a quick break and then come back and get
into
right to it?
We got some fun stuff to talk
All
about.
right, guys, don't go anywhere because we need you to sit here and watch these commercials so we can pay for all this Topo Chico that Scott and Gio like to drink. Meanwhile, go get yourself some and then come right back and we'll get on with the stories.
All right.
Okay. All right, so we got folks watching in the live chat room. There's Jaybird. And Rusty G's over there, Shocker, Lady A. CJ was on vacation last week.
Geek Whack? No, I think we'll...
I don't know what that is.
You know, Shocker, you're right. I've always thought it does sound a little bit like an act of violence. I would agree with that.
Geek
but,
Beat? Yeah, that's true. We've also got folks in the YouTube chat room. We need not miss those guys. Michael Moffat's here. He says it's been months since I've actually watched. Well, welcome
Michael.
back. We got Mark and Robbie and Mad Max Gaming 13. Sweet. Did you see the new Mad Max movie, by the way?
I did. I loved it.
It was fantastic.
It was so much fun.
It was awesome.
It was a great reboot for the
Super violent,
franchise.
but it was a fantastic movie.
Yeah, kind of over the top, just kept going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know that on IMDb it's got like an 8.4 rating or
Really?
something? It's unbelievable. I mean, it puts it in the top like 100 movies of all time.
Oh, that's killer.
Just like that.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised at how much I enjoyed it, actually. Have you seen the sort of little mock video that they made with the go-karts?
Go-karts. I just
So
saw
much
it.
fun.
Actually, Rob sent me that. I just saw it before we came here. And I was like, why in the heck? This is
Why
like a
wouldn't you do that?
$1 million short movie. I mean, literally, like they spent, I don't know how much. They spent a lot, maybe not $1 million, but they spent a
spent some
ton of money.
Yeah.
I mean, they said that I watched the behind the scenes thing on it. They spent 8 weeks building just the little go-kart things that they're driving.
I believe it.
I mean, it's crazy.
It's intense. It was really well done. I
Yeah.
hope they keep making more of that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
if you guys haven't seen it, I don't know. I'll share it after we get off here if somebody reminds me or Rob or somebody can put it in the chat
It's
room.
in the Slack channel.
Is it in
I
the
put
Slack?
it in the like videos or what do we have? There's a channel there for sharing videos and stuff.
Yeah,
I dropped it in
there's
there a
one
couple
for
days
favorites.
ago.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool.
So somebody can go put it in the chat room for the show.
All right, do it. Somebody do it. Okay, let's come back from commercial because now it's time for us to talk about perverts.
Yep.
Not just those of you who watch this show.
It's been a theme to the show lately.
It has been pervs.
Sex.
Yeah, there has been
Yeah.
ever since Ashley Madison.
Yeah.
All right, let's come back.
Let's do it.
You want to bring us back?
I'll bring us back.
All right.
We just diving right in?
You can welcome us back from commercial break.
Welcome back to Geek Beat Live. I'm Scott Ellis.
I am John P. And wow,
Up next, we got a big story.
a big boy.
big
We
one.
have been making. This is a
The innuendo
big
is
one.
awful.
We have been making jokes about this story all week.
And we're not the only ones. There have been some writers that have had fun with their article headlines
they
on this.
have.
But unless you've been under a rock for a while, you've
like how
probably heard. Well, it's the Footlong
The
story.
Footlong story.
About Jared, the spokesman for Subway for a long time. He hasn't actually been their spokesman for a while. We need to be clear about that. But he got busted and he confessed. He pled guilty to having sex with underage prostitutes.
Yes. And it just gets worse from there because not only was basically he's admitted to being a pedophile, having sex with these underage girls, and also having, I think, pornographic material and all kinds of
child
stuff.
porn and other
But
things.
what's even better is he has a foundation that was set up just for children, just to benefit children, okay? And his Twitter account, if you look at his official Twitter page, it actually says, on a mission to eliminate childhood obesity with the Jared Foundation. Now, this guy, who's a child predator, sets up a foundation, and even better, he hires a president to run his foundation who's basically sourcing the underage kids for him and is at least as big or a bigger pedophile than him, that guy's already been hauled away by the feds,
Yeah,
okay?
this is just bad on so many levels.
It's unbelievable.
It really is. And I mean, given his background, right? Most people know he started off very heavily obese.
Yeah.
He did this Subway diet thing. They picked him up. That's how he became the Jared that we all know. And you would think that he would have a legitimate interest in helping kids with obesity. It is a problem for a lot of young people. And instead, he's been using it for rather nefarious purposes.
He has indeed. So he's already admitted.
So disappointed.
Yeah, he's already admitted to having sex with at least 2 minor females. And the interesting thing now is that some female reporter has come forward and said that she has been undercover wearing a wire whenever she's in the presence of Jared for 4.5 years while the feds were investigating this and trying to bring justice to bear. And she was like, why is it taking you people so long? And they said, it just does.
So apparently he was charged with 14 counts, but she says it's more than that.
Yeah, she says that he's told her about multiple relations with minors in the U.S., on international tours, and when he goes to Thailand, okay? So this guy, I mean, it's one of those situations where he admits to 2 of them, but there's a whole string of horrible, horrible stuff in his way. And how did Subway not know this?
Well, how long has he been away from Subway, though? Because he hasn't actually been...
They only, when he was first, like, arrested or his stuff raided or something like a month ago, they said, okay, we are suspending our relationship with him. But that wasn't long.
Oh, so that's when that, okay, I didn't realize that.
He was their spokesperson for like 15 years. He made over 300 commercials. And as a result, the guy who's famous, he's famous for eating sandwiches, has a net worth of $15 million. So he used his power, his money, his influence, whatever, and he just used it to abuse kids.
In this day and age, how do you possibly think you're going to get away with something like that? Especially if you're even a minor celebrity, as we would probably classify him.
Yep.
How do you think you're actually going to get away with that for any length of time? I'm sure some people do, but
I think people like him don't. They figure eventually they're going to get caught, but they just can't help themselves. It's worth it to them. They just want what they want, and they don't care who gets hurt, and they figure they'll ride the wave as long as they can.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of other people who are getting caught doing things, we talked about the Ashley Madison hack a while back. Yep. Ashley Madison being the website designed for people to sign up if they want to cheat on their spouses. They were hacked. And the hackers said that you've got 2 options. Option A, shut down the website. Option B, we're going to release all of the user data if you don't do it. And the guys from Ashley Madison were like, I don't know. Maybe they thought they wouldn't really do it, or I don't know what.
Maybe they thought they didn't really have it.
Believe me,
they did.
They had it.
Yeah.
And they have they've uploaded it. And it is out there. I wrote a big article on it that you can go to. It's at geekbeat.tv/ I think AM. What is it?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. But it's go to the Geek Beat website, figure it out. Otherwise, some people will put it in the chat room. And I basically detail exactly how you can download the full data set yourself if you don't trust it otherwise. You can also, there's 2 links to websites that you can go to and put in email addresses to search for, like, whether you or someone you know or anybody, you can search to see if they're in the database. And it is just a fiasco.
Yeah, and I think the first real well-known case of somebody getting outed by this was, I can't remember the guy's name, but he was the son of the oldest son, Duggar, yeah, from the show where they had like 19 kids and it was a reality TV show and this big family.
Oh, yeah?
And the son had gotten in trouble for, I believe also like Jared, some kind of pedophilia or something like that.
Uh-huh.
And earlier this week came out and apparently his name was in the database. And
he fessed up?
He fessed up and
and I'm going to cut y'all off.
Okay,
Gio's
gonna
got
correct me on this.
information.
His dad was the founder of the Family Resource Council, which is an ultra-conservative Christian family
Yes.
group.
Oh,
So that's
so
what
his
makes it
father,
special.
okay, so
Yeah.
the guy's father is a super
And
ultra-conservative
he's
Christian.
an activist for Christian values too.
Oh,
Yeah.
and he is too,
Very much so, yeah. And yeah.
And then the kid, he's on the Cheaters
So,
website.
yeah.
We found out a lot of interesting things about this. First of all, about 36 million email addresses were in the database, and 33 million user accounts, along with their personal information, were leaked. So it turns out, now this, I don't think this is that surprising, about 28 million of the registries were men versus 5 million women.
Yeah, no big shocker there.
Also, it turns out that almost all of the credit card transactions appeared to be men. Like, so the ones actually paying for whatever the site offered, that seems like they were predominantly men. And then there were all kinds of data that was in there that was leaked, including people's height, weight, their addresses. And this is very interesting. Even if you created some kind of a fake account and used, some throwaway email address, the site was actually capturing GPS coordinates from devices that shared that data with them.
Did they have like an iPhone app or something?
Well, even if you visited, let's say, on the website
Right.
with your iPhone or your mobile device, and your phone shared the GPS coordinates. So what I'm waiting for is somebody to take all those GPS coordinates and parse it, and then show us a big map with all the hot spots of activity
Oh,
everywhere.
boy. Yeah.
That would be interesting. So
Yeah,
I
even
don't
a
know.
fake name probably isn't going to have protected you this time.
Nope. It's going to be.
Now, they did say,
because
though, that passwords were still encrypted.
that was the one good thing that they did, was that actually it turns out their security was pretty decent. They used very strong encryption on the passwords.
Yeah.
Your password could still potentially be hacked if you had a really weak one, but they can't just go through and blow out all the passwords everywhere. So that was the good news.
All right. Well, I wonder what city. We had the sex episode earlier this week, and
Yep.
we kind of mapped out the cities where STDs were most prevalent.
Yes.
I wonder what cities, when somebody does finally parse that GPS data, are going to come up as the most problematic.
I don't know, but there will be one city that will not be on the list, at least not yet, until this particular Indiegogo project gets funded.
This is a fun one.
That's right. Somebody has launched a 1.85 billion pound, not dollar, pound Indiegogo project because they think that they can build J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings city, Minas Tirith.
Yeah, so if you've seen the movie, you remember that was the big white city with the platform at the top and the dead tree, and amazing looking city, absolutely beautiful. But they're going to try to build this. They've selected 2 possible locations in England, and they're going to try to raise the money, if they can, to actually build this city. And you'll be able to go stay in Minas Tirith and visit, and probably won't be any dragons, but that'd be awfully fun.
Yeah, it would be. I think this one is mostly a joke because there's just no way they're going to raise basically a couple $2 billion. But they have raised so far 81,799 pounds, donated by 2,157 people in basically 3 weeks. And so that leaves them at essentially 0% funded. But they're saying that you might as well go ahead and contribute to the funding because you get your money back anyway if we don't make it.
Right.
They're not going to make it.
Now, I was looking through the levels. It looks kind of fun. They've got some that will allow you to the higher levels to actually go stay in the city.
Yeah.
Have a couple of nights in the city or a couple of people in the city. Nights is in N-I-G, not K.
Right.
But I was thinking, what if I wanted to live there? Are they going to sell apartments or condos?
I guess they'll have to.
Yeah.
They'll have to. And what I was thinking about was I was thinking about taking their top sponsorship level and just going ahead at the 100,000 pound level.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, you can become a lordship of the city.
Oh, I can get some royalty.
Yeah, you could be a lord. And then that grants you and your family access to any place in the city that's not like privately owned or whatever, and also gets you private first dibs on private residences and things. So if you wanted to buy a residence, you know, if you become a lord first, then you have access to the premium res. And most importantly of all, it gets you permits to use horse-drawn carriages throughout Minas Tirith.
I want a rickshaw pulled by hobbits. That's going to be my.
I think we can hook that up. Another new announcement this week comes out of MIT. They have developed a really super cool new 3D printer for glass.
Now that's cool. I haven't heard about this yet. But
It's actually hot. Watch this. We've got some video.
Wow.
And
Let's take a
let's
look.
see here. We're looking at like an infrared version of this or something. But what's happening is
That's
the
a molten glass,
extruder,
yeah.
I'm assuming that's like a ceramic tip. And I think it gets up to something like 1600 degrees Celsius. And it is just spitting out this molten hot glass, but it is visually transparent. So it's like perfect glass, and you can print it in any shape you want.
Okay, how much is this machine? Do we know yet? Is
Oh,
it
well,
available?
I mean, you know, the thing is it's still some prototype machine coming out of an MIT lab, I'm sure. And we don't know what it's going to cost when it becomes commercialized. They call the printing process 3GDP. I don't know what that means. But it's a highly precise method for 3D printing using optically transparent glass.
It's pretty cool.
What I thought was they're demonstrating it by showing essentially kind of works of glass art. But the first thing that I thought of, the very first thing I thought of was this right here, my glasses. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So the question is, how long before we can go down to the ophthalmologist, pick out our frames, and have them print our glass lenses perfectly right on the spot and then walk out with them? That would be sweet.
That would be pretty interesting. You know, there's usually a bit of grinding and polishing and other things that go along with creating lenses, though. That's a little bit different than normal glass production, so I'm going to guess that's a little ways off.
I'm guessing you're right, but I'm thinking to myself that a combination machine that does glass printing and milling action, you know, I mean, they could automate this thing, and I could see these lenses getting, you know, just popped right out in like 30 minutes or something. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, not in the too far distant future. I'd say like 3 or 4 years down the road, we could be going in and getting our glasses printed.
Certainly plausible.
That would be, in fact, with metal printing technology, you
The
could print
frames
the
as well?
frame, print the glass, and then you could combine the two, and they could do some funky stuff where we don't have all these connectors and screws. I mean, they could print the glass right around the metal. Who
Yeah.
knows? It's really, really super cool.
All right,
So-
I dig it.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably going to take a little less power than what the Navy has cooked up. They are licensing renewable energy, solar energy, right?
Yep.
To the tune of 210 megawatts.
Yes.
Now, what is it with the 21s in power? Because it
I
was
don't know.
1.21 gigawatts.
Yeah.
Was,
Take off the 1, and we've got the 0.21 gigawatts. And I don't know, but this is the largest federal purchase of solar ever in history. So pretty darn cool. They are going to slap up 650,000 solar panels in a solar plant about 60 miles outside of Phoenix, Arizona.
it will it will provide the energy needed for 14 Navy and Marine Corps installations.
Yeah, I think it's only 1/3 of those.
1/3 of the power,
1/3
correct,
of
I'm
their
sorry.
power. But if you think about it, 1/3 of the power for 14 places is, you know, like enough power for several of them on their own. So we're talking about a lot of power.
So has the state of solar and solar panels in particular gotten to the point, you know a lot about this because your roof is covered in them.
I used to think I was kind of cool because I had a bunch of solar. But I've got like 10,000 watts worth of panel. These guys,
Yeah.
they laugh at that.
Have they gotten to the point of efficiency, though, where this makes good financial sense? I would think it must.
You know, they're making so many breakthroughs in the solar panels that things are getting much more efficient, and they will continue to over several years. But I think we're already at a point where the payback period is good enough that widespread deployment is making sense. And they are now saying that we've kind of passed the point at which solar installations on a large commercial scale like this are actually the cheapest way you can make electricity. So
Wow.
we've finally gotten to that point, and I think what will happen is you see an installation like this with 650,000 solar arrays. Well, in 5 or 10 years, when the solar panels are 50%, maybe 100% more efficient, they can go back in and with the same exact footprint begin selectively replacing panels as it's cost effective and double the output without changing anything else really. So that is pretty cool.
It's good stuff. Well, it's going to be done by, they said the end of 2016.
I know,
that's
that's
pretty
hard to
fast.
believe.
That is really fast.
I don't even know how they make that many solar panels.
Took them longer than that to do your house, didn't it?
It did. It was ridiculous. Okay, guys, hang on. We're going to be right back after this quick break. You guys are troopers. I'm
like it.
wondering if those are the same 5 people, if those 5 people are watching like 5 other places as well, and you guys are getting like the whole stereoscopic view here.
Okay, we stopped the Geek Beat. That ran for 30 minutes, 28 viewers.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
there's
cool.
no announcement. I didn't even title it. It just said
Yeah.
live on Periscope.
That's funny.
Dig it.
So,
So we just, do you want to get rid of all the cameras and we'll just Periscope?
yeah,
everything now?
just
Set up some
Periscope from now
phones
on.
and-
Okay.
Michael Moffat said he'll get the 12-incher in jail.
Yeah. Well, actually, that was one of the headlines I saw. Was somebody said, "Enjoy a foot-long in jail,"
Enjoy
and
the
it was
foot.
that was like on a newspaper or something. I'm like, wow.
People are saying, you know, that he used to have he had a black card for Subway that allowed him to eat free at any Subway, anywhere, anytime.
I
you know?
believe that.
And they're like, you think he's still going to get his black card?
Probably got that
And they're
revoked.
like, I think he's going to get his
Yeah.
black 12-incher. Whoa! This used to be a family show.
Well, and
folks.
isn't that, at least I've never been to jail, but isn't the rumor that usually the guys that get the hardest time in jail, no pun intended,
Yeah.
are the ones that are known pedophiles
Yeah,
and have
yeah,
things like that. So
the ones that
he may be in for a long.
it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
But there's one other advantage he has, which is he's got money. So
True.
in theory, he could afford protection money,
Yeah.
and he's famous. So I would think that jail won't be quite as hard for him as it would be for others,
Yeah.
which is too bad.
Yeah, it is. If you're going to go down that path, you got to come
In
to
fact,
you.
I think he deserves it worse than anybody else because he used that fame and power and money to do what he did, you know. But I don't know. I
Crazy.
frankly think that anybody who's going to be trying to, any adult man who's going to be trying to go and have sex with children deserves absolutely anything coming to him from anybody. So that's bad.
It's going to hit him. Yeah, he's
I
going
don't
to get
like
it.
Anyway, we're going to come back and keep this show a rolling.
Lady A, that's a good one. He got blackballed by Subway.
Yes, he got blackballed.
Wow.
All righty. Okay, we'll bring this thing back. What time is it now? It is gadget time.
Gadget.
All right, you ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. Hey guys, welcome back. We have been going on and on about the news, and the news has not been all that great this week.
It's been kind of a rough news
A
week, yeah.
little bit rough, but we've got some really cool gadget news coming up for you guys. So, first up, this one I think you may know a little bit more than me about, but Google has been working on a project that would put computers in our eye holes.
Yeah, pretty much. They've been doing this for a while, and they've just announced, actually Sergey, or is it Sergey? Sergey Brin on Google Plus announced that this particular project was moving out of the lab and going to become one of the alphabet companies. And they have developed a contact lens that has electronics in it, and that is really it's not to enhance vision or anything like that at this point. It is really being used to do health diagnostics and things of that sort. And it's
So
interesting
like
because
sensors on the contact
Yeah.
lenses, and they could read something through your eyeballs or whatever.
Well, interestingly, eyes can tell you a lot about your health. One of the reasons you're supposed to go to the eye doctor is because the eye doctor can often diagnose other things that may be wrong with you because the symptoms show up in the blood vessels of your eyes and your retinas and things like that. Things like
like
heart disease,
STDs.
quite possibly. I don't know about that one. we'd have to ask a doctor in Montgomery. But there are things like high blood pressure, other heart problems, a number of different diseases that can actually be, at least there's an indicator in what's happening with your eyes as to whether or not there's something there. So I think part of the plan here is that you'll be able to wear these contacts and do some health monitoring, and for people that may have be predisposed to certain diseases and things like that. So,
well, I know everybody's hoping for the day that they basically take the Google Glass concept and then superimpose it onto contacts you could wear. So you're walking around and you can't remember somebody's name, but your contact is in communication with your computer, and it does a facial recognition and then says, Scott Ellis, right under their name.
That would be
hey,
amazing.
Scott. And then you're like,
good to see you again.
Yeah, it's like last time you saw them was such and such day, and
haven't
their
seen you
pet's
since
name
such and
is
such.
Such and such, How's that? And then it's
How's
like,
your dog?
but the pet is deceased, Oh, I'm so sorry to hear about your pet,
Well, that would be awesome, but that is not what this is.
Not
We're
yet,
not there quite yet.
not yet.
But interestingly, one of the neat things about projects like this is they often spawn other discoveries or technologies. And a couple of them that they listed is they've developed a nano diagnostics platform. Don't know exactly what that is, but probably some nanotech stuff.
Yep.
Cardiac and activity monitor, and something they call the baseline study, which is, I think, a sort of baseline health study that they can do on people. But all that came out of this project. Anyways, it's launching. It's coming into the real world, so good stuff.
Well, whenever they get that thing launched, they will probably allow it to communicate with everything else that you have with the new Google OnHub Wi-Fi router.
Yeah.
This is an interesting little project. Now, Google teamed up with a manufacturer called TP-Link. They make routers and switches and stuff like that. And they built this new router. Do we have a picture of it, Carter? It's a pretty good-looking little device.
It's a very nice-looking device.
It instantly reminded me of Amazon's Echo. It's like a slightly bigger version of Echo, but it's kind of tall and roundish. But what's interesting about it is it incorporates a lot of technology we haven't really necessarily seen in certain other routers. For example, if I recall, it has like 13 Wi-Fi antennas in it.
Yeah, kind of around all sides.
13! It's got
around.
like 6 2.4 gigahertz, and then 6 5 gigahertz, and then it's got one more on one side that's meant to be directional. So you set this thing anywhere, and it gives you really good Wi-Fi range all around it. But when it's pointing in a certain direction, like let's say you have it at the edge of your house, you point it towards the main portion of your house, that area gets super Wi-Fi coverage, you know? And it's designed to be configured and managed through an app in your phone.
Yeah, the Google's mission here was to make this drop dead simple. They did a study, and what they found was one of people's biggest frustrations was the Wi-Fi routers in their homes, getting them set up, getting them configured. It's kind of the modern day VCR, right? Nobody really knows what they're doing. The interfaces are archaic. And so they said, okay,
performance gets jacked up. Like sometimes it's working well, sometimes it isn't. You have no idea why.
Yeah. So they set out to fix that. And if you think about it, that makes a lot of sense for Google. The easier it is for people to get online, the more they're going to use their services.
That is true.
It's a good logical,
Well, I thought it was cool
services.
that one of the ways, what you have to usually do to get all connected to your routers, you got to log in with usernames and passwords and all kinds of stuff. But with this thing, what happens is you launch the app and you go over to the router and it makes a noise that your phone hears, and then your phone pairs up through the sound that it generates.
Yes, and
That's
I love. They made it really easy to text the SSID and password to somebody that comes to visit your house.
Oh, I didn't know
so
that.
Instead of having to remember what your password is and get them to go log it in and all this stuff, you can, through the hub, you can send them a text message so they can just log in and be Wi-Fi connected.
That is great, and that would
awesome.
encourage people to use stronger Wi-Fi passwords, because you make it real easy so you can remember it and stuff. But if you don't have to remember it, then you can share a much more difficult one. So that'd be very cool.
Like where they're going with that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you like where IBM is going with this next one. It's a little scary to me because they have announced that they've got a new rodent brain chip that is, I guess, in their labs. That's designed to make our phones hyper smart, and it is literally supposed to have as much compute power as a small rodent's brain.
Yeah, it's just one more step along the evolution of machines killing us all, I think.
It is.
You know, it's going to start with rodent brains, and eventually it'll be like dog brains, and then it'll be yours and mine.
Yeah, yeah. Well, mine will be right before rodent brain, but you know, other than that, yeah.
Yeah, so this is 48 million artificial nerve cells, effectively, are connected together in a synaptic type of architecture. So they're getting outside of the normal computing architecture to try to really mimic something that's going to work more efficiently like a brain does, and so that it's able to do things like facial recognition, image recognition, things of that nature that humans, pattern recognition types of activities that humans are very, very good at naturally because our brains are wired for that. Computer chips, not so much. And if they can get this to work, and so far they have, they've got a bunch of people that have actually built software for it already, it can do these very complex tasks with a lot less power and much more efficiently. So.
Yeah, what I read was that, let's see, although these chips, now a traditional chip, a standard Intel processor, might contain about 1.4 billion transistors, and it uses 35 to 140 watts, depending what it's doing. These new chips contain 5.4 billion transistors, like 4 times as many.
Yep.
And they draw about 70 milliwatts of power.
Yeah, which is
Milliwatts, like a fraction of a watt.
Yeah.
Versus 35 to 140, it uses almost no power.
yeah,
It-
exponential difference for sure.
It's the kind of thing where it uses so little power, I'll bet you they could create some kind of a little patch that would go on human skin and create the electricity needed from the heat of our body to power a brain, a rodent-powered kind of brain, if you will.
I like it. You should suggest that to them. It's a good
No, I
idea.
don't want to suggest that to them because it is the Matrix. They're going to turn us into human batteries.
They might. I don't know. I don't really think robots are going to take over and kill us all.
Oh, they are.
I
They're
don't-
going to.
I think what's more likely, and to me this is a step exactly in this direction, is that the whole man and machine thing are just going to sort of merge together.
Well, then what's going to happen is the evil men who get merged into machines are going to make you their
It's
slave.
always doomsday around here.
All right, well, this is not doomsday. This is something I am excited about because I happen to own an Amazon Echo. For those of you who don't know what Echo is, it's a little product that Amazon put out that sits on a countertop or wherever, and you give it voice commands, and it can do things. When they first came out, and they were kind of in beta and limited release, you could do things like say, hey, what's the weather outside? And it would say, you know, the forecast and things like that. Or you
Right.
could say, play me some country music, or play me some jazz or rock and roll, and it would know the difference and it would play you that type of music. Well, they have been slowly adding all kinds of connectors into the devices called Alexa, and now you can tell Alexa things that will allow it to control Samsung smart things. Now, Samsung has a home automation system called SmartThings, and they're actually about to come out with their version 2 of their little home controller box, which is supposed to be even more powerful. It's going to do some extra things. But the bottom line is this home automation device will connect to things like your TV, your stereo, your lights, your door locks, your garage door opener, all kinds of things. So you will actually be able now to tell your Amazon Echo to control things around your house. And you give the command by calling her by her name, Alexa. So you'd say something like, Alexa, turn on the TV. Or I'm kind of like this. Let's say you're in your bedroom or something and somebody knocks on the door and you're expecting a friend. You could just say, Alexa, open the front door. And if you've got a home automation door lock on the front door, the door just pops open and they just come on in.
So do you like your Echo?
Actually, I really like it.
It doesn't freak you out. The guy who's afraid of getting killed by machines, that there's this device that's always listening
And
for
it
you.
does. That's another key thing. It's always listening. And I'll tell you something else that's very interesting. We put it in our living room, right by our TV and whole surround sound system and everything. And we have only ever had one false positive where even with the TV going and everything else, we've only had Alexa one time think that we were trying to wake her up to get her to do something. So it's smart enough to determine when we really are trying to get her to do something or when we aren't. So I don't know, it's pretty interesting.
Could you say, like delete my Ashley Madison profile?
Hopefully that is coming. I am not sure. You guys hang on, we're gonna be right back. We got more stories and goodness right after these commercial breaks.
All right.
I saw Lady A said a little while ago that she's not a big fan of this whole Wi-Fi router from Google because if her parents don't need her to come over and configure their router, she'll never see them again.
I think for some of us that would be a blessing.
Right.
I'd love to see my parents. I don't mean it that way, but yeah, when you're an IT guy, you're always getting your friends and family calling you like, how do I fix this?
Yeah.
I gotta Google it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you fix it? You first
Reboot your computer.
Step number 1, leave me the hell alone. Step number 2, figure it out. John, am I using the Wi-Fi mesh network? Janny wants to know. Yes, I am using the Ubiquiti one. I did have the, what's it called? Ken, what was it called? The Open Mesh. I had Open Mesh in my house, and I really liked it. It was super, relatively easy to configure and set up, and for a while it worked well. But then what happened was after a little while, a few months, it started to have performance issues. And then after a while, it started getting worse and worse and worse. And finally, I was like, I can't live with this anymore. So I took it out and I replaced it with a Ubiquiti mesh network. And then I've not had a single problem since. However, the Ubiquiti network is much less easy to administer. So that kind of sucks. But it's also the same network that we happen to use here in the building.
Okay.
So,
it's good stuff.
hey, Periscopers, we see that 7 of you are still hanging out there. You are
Awesome.
troopers, 6 of you now. Who the hell is watching us on Periscope for like an hour? This is insane. By the way, did Geo say that this thing is recording also?
Yes.
It does record.
I didn't set it to, but that would be interesting if it like records for.
Yeah, I think it records it. It stores it on the Periscope network for about a day.
Yeah, but
afterwards.
does it store it locally too? Because if so, for you to like, not that we're going to do anything with this, but I'm wondering if that would like fill up your phone's memory
That's a good
for
question.
an hour or something.
I don't know.
We're going to have to cut at least a couple stories.
Oh yeah, I know. We're going way long.
Are we? What time is it?
Well, we already used 31 minutes.
Okay.
For the 45 live.
Okay, so why don't we skip? We want to skip science. Did we say anything about the science stories?
We didn't even allude to them yet, so we can always
No, but did we?
I don't think so.
Yeah, we didn't. So we could skip science.
go to trains, trains, and automobiles.
We don't need that. You still need the segment, I guess. We'll figure it
Well, actually, we only have those 2. So we're at what? 34 minutes, ish. Well, they'll just cut unboxings, and we don't have many unboxings, so I think we're okay.
Okay.
we don't have enough. We have like a couple of boxes.
Yeah, we have a couple, and then after that, you guys who are sticking around, we're gonna unbox my new Rhino slider.
Oh, I
It
remember
came
seeing
today.
that at NAB.
Yeah, I know. I've been
Yeah.
waiting and awaiting. I'm so excited that it's here.
That's awesome. This is the new one that we saw at NAB?
Lady A says we're going way long, or
Footlong.
foot long.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of bad footlong jokes running around for a while, I'm sure.
Jaybird says they make a pill for that. Oh, because I had performance issues. Oh, good Lord. Okay. Howdy to those of you on Periscope. Okay, let's get this thing going. We're going to go into we got a couple of science stories coming up here.
All right. Who's bringing it back?
I'll bring it back.
All right.
Let's do it.
Scott's bringing sexy back.
We're bringing science back. Welcome back to Geek Beat Live. I'm Scott Ellis.
Hey, I'm John P. We've got a couple of stories today.
couple of interesting stories.
The first one I think is really interesting. And basically, in a nutshell, scientists have found a way to turn yeast into drugs.
So yeah, they found a way to actually get coax yeast into creating narcotics.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty
Because beer
creative.
isn't a good enough painkiller by itself.
Exactly.
Now it's going to be like opium beer or something.
The thing is, scientists have long known that yeast is a very versatile material because they're able to splice things into it and get it to do stuff pretty easily. I guess it's kind of like the stem cell of food product, if you will. But what they've done now is a Stanford University team led by Christina Smolke has found a way to turn simple brewer's yeast into opioids. And
So that's things like
specifically, well, like morphine,
codeine,
oxycodone,
all
and
that stuff.
heroin.
Yep, those are all
So they can turn
derivatives.
yeast into heroin. Okay, well, specifically, they can make the yeast produce a material called thebaine. I don't know if that's pronounced correctly. Thebaine.
Let's go with it.
And that gets converted into those other drugs. But also, apparently, they can now make the yeast turn straight into hydrocodone. That's the good news.
The bad news is it's not a very efficient process yet. So to produce the hydrocodone in a single Vicodin tablet requires 4,400 gallons of yeast. That's a lot of yeast. 4,400 Gallons.
You know, even if you said it requires 400 gallons of yeast to make one Vicodin, that'd be a lot.
Yeah.
4,000. Yeah, they need to improve this process a little bit.
I don't think the guys on the street are going to be running to this kind of manufacturing anytime soon.
No, they're not going to do it. It's not super efficient yet. So. No. But you know what is super efficient?
Oh, we are.
Yes, at killing things. Oh man, a 10-year study just was released that has confirmed what I think we all already
nobody's
knew.
surprised by this one.
That humankind are an unsustainable, and this is in quotes, folks, an unsustainable threat to all wildlife on our planet.
Yes, we kill things at a rate 14 times higher than any other predator.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's not for food or defense or anything, it's for fun.
Yeah, we kill it for fun, or it says humans kill carnivores not for food, but for trophies, and sometimes to eliminate them as competitors.
Yeah.
Think lions and tigers and bears, you know? So there's not really any good news. I don't have anything to report for you about like what's going to fix this. It's just something we knew. So I don't know, maybe this study can shed some light on the tyranny of mankind against the natural world.
Or we're just gonna, kill anybody that gets in our way.
Yeah, we're just gonna, get rid of them. So.
All right.
We do have, though, a couple of fun planes, trains, and automobiles stories today.
Speaking of killing things, it's not only animals, but also drones.
That's right.
Now, there have been a couple of interesting stories that have come out in the last few months about people who have gone outside, somebody was hovering a drone around and they'd shoot it out of the sky. Well, apparently...
Which, by the way, as I understand it, is technically, it's a felony. It's actually some kind of felony to shoot drones out of the sky. So don't think just because a drone is hovering over your property that you can't legally shoot these things down, folks. But
an ammunition company called Snake River has announced a new product called the Drone Munition Shot Shell.
That's right.
It is a shotgun shell that is designed specifically to shoot drones out of the sky.
That's right. They say, and the best thing of all, do we have a picture of their marketing?
I think we do have something down here.
They have their marketing messaging basically says, prepare for the drone apocalypse. And they've got these drones flying around that look like something that came out of War of the Worlds, you know?
Yep.
It's hilarious.
I love it.
So they're saying, look, we know that it might be technically illegal to shoot drones out of the sky, But hey, people are going to shoot drones out of the sky, so
Well, and it's-
we just make the shotgun shells. We don't shoot the drones out of the sky. And by the way, our shotgun shells are also quite excellent for birds and game, that is flying game and things like that.
So do we know what makes them different specifically? Why they would be designed for drones, or is it really just more buckshot?
If I recall, it was the particular load. They're like 20 gauge shells or something.
Okay.
I don't really know the difference between 12 gauge and 20 gauge, but I think these are like 20 gauge. They might have been 12, but they have like 3 big old ball bearing things in them or
so
something
they're
like that.
It's a bigger shot, a bigger
I guess.
size of a pellet that's in the shotgun shell.
Yeah, but quite frankly, I'm surprised that you can't tell me that you couldn't use a normal shotgun shell to take down a drone.
I think
but
it would probably work.
But maybe if the drone is flying too far away, you need the bigger pellets in there to go a farther distance to hit it. I don't know.
Yeah, I suppose that's still a technique.
You just need to get like one of the rotors and
it's
it's going
done.
down. So
Okay.
I figure if you had a shotgun loaded up with 4 or 5 shots and you just keep shooting, you're
Sooner
bound
or
to,
later.
you're bound to get it.
Yeah.
And then you can go to jail. Maybe if you're lucky though, you'll get driven to jail in a self-driving car.
What a transition that was. Yeah, so Apple has a secret self-driving car.
Well, this is all super speculative at the moment because what happened was there was a leak of a document between Apple engineer Frank Fearon and the officials of a car testing facility called Momentum Station, which is about 30 minutes outside of San Francisco. This particular location is a car test track that is designed for self-driving cars. And this gentleman, Frank, was asking them about gaining access to their facility. So it could be as simple as, hey, they are borrowing some self-driving cars from somebody and they want to go out and do some testing, maybe they're working on some apps or something, who knows? It could also be that somewhere in the Apple skunk works, they're working on their own self-driving car.
I would be surprised if they weren't.
Really?
Yeah. So many companies are working on them now. Tesla's got technology coming out for that. We know Google's been working on it for a while. I would be a little surprised if Apple wasn't actually playing in that space as well.
Well, they could be, and I'll tell you what, other people have speculated on it. They've actually interviewed Fiat's chief, Sergio Marchionne, I think that's how you say his name, and he told the BBC earlier this year that if Apple were trying to get into this market, it would be, quote, highly disruptive. So I guess Ford, Chevy, GM, Mercedes, and everybody else is keeping an eye on Apple because they'd probably rather partner with them here than compete head-on with them.
I would think so. I mean, cars are not the smartest things on the road right now. There are certainly some interesting technologies that are helping that, but I would think car companies could be ripe for a bit more disruption if they're a little too stuck in their ways.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of people stuck in their ways, Tesla, we're usually saying good things about Tesla. I don't have one or anything, but we tend to talk favorably about Tesla. This particular story does not shine such a favorable light on Tesla. Now, some of you may recall a while back that Elon Musk made a comment that about when they were deploying all of these superchargers, which are the ultra-fast charging stations for Tesla vehicles. He was basically saying, hey, I'm going to build these superchargers everywhere, and everybody can have free electricity forever.
Now, why would you say something like that? That's always going to come back to haunt you.
Well, guess what? People bought a bunch of his $100,000 cars thinking that was a reasonable proposition, and now they're getting emails from Tesla saying, hey, stop using our superchargers so much.
So apparently people are going and just kind of parking there though, right? And they're using them all the time. It's the only thing they're using, which quite frankly is what I would have done had I bought one of those cars.
Of course.
And there's a supercharger anywhere near me.
You would think that when he said, free charging forever, that's what he meant. But they are now sending out letters to people saying, as a frequent user of local superchargers, we ask that you decrease your local supercharging and promptly move your Model S once charging is complete. So one of the other problems probably is that people will park there and then they just leave their car there all day or something, and other people can't come get charged. They need to get it charged. But the company is now clarifying that instead of free forever, which is what CEO Elon Musk said, they actually meant free long distance forever. So when you're somewhere like home or work, you should use your own charging stations, but you should use these just in between places. But here's one thing that I found really interesting. There are a lot of people getting these letters who claim they don't really use the superchargers that much. In fact, the closest supercharger to them is 75 to 100 miles away from their home, so they very infrequently even use one, yet they're still getting the same letters.
Interesting.
That is not good.
Yeah, somebody in the marketing department has some work to do over there.
That's right.
Tesla.
They do.
All right.
All right, guys, when we get back after this commercial break, we're going to unbox a couple of items, assuming we have time. If not, we will see you guys next week, but I think we have time, so stick around. We'll be right back. All right. Ye old Aspire worked pretty well today.
Yeah.
But one thing about the Windows versus the Android is easy to scroll up and down with your fingers. You just kind of scroll up and down to the next story. On Windows, if you try and scroll up or down, it like look how fast it scrolls through the entire damn show. Like you barely move your finger and it just scrolls. You can't do that. But because...
Can you change the sensitivity somehow?
I don't know how. But because the Acer here comes with this sweet, sweet pen that lets you draw all over the screen and stuff. This makes it super easy to just drag that thing up and down to scroll.
A little more control.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
That's good.
So, yeah,
right.
That's good. Oh, check-in. Rusty's asking if we're going to do a check-in. We are going to do that. We're going to do it right when we come back from the commercial break before we start unboxing junk, which means
30 seconds.
we only have 30 seconds for unboxing.
Yeah.
What are we at right now?
Like 46 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, they'll cut us a little bit. So we have two.
We're going to check in. I would do before.
Hey, where did the other oh, there. We're using the other Okay, guys, on Periscope, we have to take you off that box there. In fact, they're giving us the love now. I think we're going to shut down the old Periscope here, guys. You got to sit through our whole live show, and so that was the first one ever. First Periscope. Periscope was pretty fun.
It is. It's good stuff.
When we first launched it, I could not believe how fast people just bang, bang, bang.
Oh yeah, they say it and they start clicking. Cheese. You're gonna miss the unboxing, but you can always jump over to the live stream.
Yeah, head over to the live stream. But I couldn't believe how fast the response was that people just hopped on.
Yeah.
So we'll have to remember that, and we'll try and incorporate a little bit more of that in there for stuff when we have something interesting going on.
Daily vlogging fodder too. What do you think?
It could be. My big problem with Periscope and Meerkat and these things is that, if we shoot something like we want to shoot a daily vlog with it, it goes away instantaneously, like within 24 hours.
Yeah.
So we have to have a way to record it so that we can share it with you guys live while we're doing it this way, but we have to also be able to catalog it and share it with everybody who wasn't able to join right at that moment.
Yeah, which would be cool because you do get to see like some of the comments and things in line as they're popping up, which I think is an interesting add to the video.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, I liked it. The thing is, they disappear. They go up a little bit. Like right now, John, I use my Shield tablet for Periscope. That's cool, Janie.
Right.
So that's cool that we see that. But a few minutes ago, whatever, when we were doing it, the comments were just racing by.
Too fast.
It only showed us like 4 of them, and then they disappeared.
Yeah.
So it should go all the way to the top, if you ask me. Why would you get rid of them off the screen as long as I still have
You
screen
don't want to
real
block
estate?
the content that's actually the video.
Yeah, but that's
itself.
us. We I don't know. I'd rather
But they're seeing that
There's
too.
Hubert. Hey there.
They see that too, though, right? They're seeing the comments pop up and stuff as well when they're watching.
Oh, do they?
I believe so. Yeah.
Do you guys see the comments?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
So
Okay,
that
so
way it would-
that's why
yeah.
it's.
So it doesn't block.
Okay, so
This
it's blocking
bright,
our faces.
beautiful face
Yeah, whatever, whatever. Okay, guys, I'm gonna hang up on this, and we're gonna finish on the live stream here, and we'll do some more periscoping. I think that was fun for
Later.
the first time ever. That was good.
That was good. It was fun.
Yeah, so we'll
More
do
Periscope.
more of it. Okay, so I'll see you guys later. Bye bye. Stopping the broadcast.
I feel like you're hanging up on a friend.
Okay. Total viewers 100. That's interesting. It gives you a little kind of thing. 3.7% retention. Yeah, because we let it go for an hour and 11 minutes. Okay.
163
So,
people tuned in though. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, there were a bunch of people who checked in on that.
Spontaneous
So save to gallery.
you
wow,
can save it
live
to your
view-
phone.
Wow, you can even see who all the live
Yeah.
viewers were? Holy crap, it even shows you who checked in on there.
And I think save to gallery saves it to your phone so that you can move it off and
Saved to gallery. So, oh, interesting. Okay, well, I'll check that out later on.
At Lady A, I agree. I want them to offer landscape horizontal view.
Yeah,
on
that they
Periscope
need
would
to
be
do.
much cooler because that's just awkward. Should we do a check-in?
We will do it in just a second.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Is that food?
We have 2 products that we will open up, and we will have to do it quickly because we are almost out of time. So you will get one, and I will get
Super
one.
unboxing
We will do them
speed.
at the same time, and then you can go first, and then I'll go first. You know what's special about that one?
No.
I'll tell you when we open it. You want to? Let's put that out of the way.
I think I might.
We'll put this
I do.
out of the way at the moment. Okay, guys, we're going to come back and we're going to wrap it up really quickly, and then we're going to do the unboxing for these 2 just for the TV show portion, and then after that we'll be able to. Does this camera need to be fixed? Because like we're both totally cut off now on our close-ups because they're zoomed in so much.
Because we're standing now.
Yeah, we got no heads, no heed.
There you go. Headspace.
There you go. Litro.
Geo's ready to go on an adventure.
It's kind of hazy, or maybe it's my cataracts, I don't know.
Geo's playing with the Litro.
Yeah, playing with it, so you.
All right. Okay, guys. Janie just fixed an electrical system problem in his house. I'm glad to hear that.
Don't.
I love y'all.
Are you out of here?
I love y'all.
Okay, bye, Gio. Have
See
a good
ya.
weekend.
Have a
Are
great
you going
weekend.
somewhere for the weekend?
No.
Are you gonna kiss John goodbye? I was. I was
I
like, what
love
is he
y'all.
doing?
Just wanted to squeeze the nipple.
Yeah. Copping a feel? No. I
He
try not
scares
to.
me. He is very scary.
I'll be thinking about you.
He just has a way to make everybody feel all kinds of awkward.
Yes, he does. He likes to do that.
Uncomfortable.
He likes to. Oh, hi, CJ. We
What's
see
up,
you.
CJ?
All right, we're coming back. We're gonna
bring
wrap
back.
this thing
Let's
up.
do it.
It's super fast unboxing time. Hey guys, we have like 30 seconds left to do.
We
the
got to do
show.
this quick.
It's super fast unboxing time, and then we're gonna let you guys go. We got 2 boxes. Let's do them at the same time.
All right,
and
let's
we'll tell
go.
you what they are.
What you got?
You go first because I got to unwrap this.
I have the Tilt Flip Duo.
Oh, do
Get
you?
that out of the way. Now this thing is awesome because this is the USB head that you can switch sides on. You ever
Yes.
fumble around with your USB trying to get it to go in the right side and it just won't fit and you got to
it
turn
doesn't-
it around. It's a big pain.
It doesn't matter which way you try and
This
do
one
it.
will just
They are
go
always
in.
that you are always trying to put it in upside down.
Yeah.
Always.
Inevitably. So
But this thing theoretically.
there's
did
more.
oh, is there more?
yeah,
Okay, we'll just do that.
There
and
you go.
we'll cut right through.
John brought the tools.
That's right. We'll do our super fast unboxing. So I like how it's got kind of like a little arrow here. But all right, let's see if Ken can zoom in on that for you guys. Is that as tight as we get? See how the little line is right down the middle? And I don't know how that works. Somehow, let me see here. Is it flexible? No, it's not
It must,
particularly.
I wonder if it picks up a little
It's-
charge.
I mean, it's maybe a little bit flexible. It's got the contacts on both sides, but I don't know how they made that work. And more importantly, I don't know why That is like the first one that you can get that you can plug in either way. Why are we getting that right now when we're right before the USB-C connectors come out that don't matter? Why did they wait till the very end to get us
Oh, that's a
that?
good question. That's a
But
great
that will
question.
be good for all those legacy devices out there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now what we also got was we got from Link Tech the rechargeable Apex 2mm fine point stylus. This is for writing on your tablets and phones.
Very nice.
And if I recall correctly, and I may not because I am dumb and old, but if I recall correctly, you can use this with any kind of device. Here, you want to pull that out? I'm going to read from the box here. It says no Bluetooth required, compatible with all iPads, designed for use with iPad 2, 3, 4, Mini, Air, and Air 2. So I am going to assume that if that works with all the iPads, it probably works with all the Android devices too. Power-saving circuitry powers off after 30 minutes to conserve battery power, and it has a hardened conductive polymer tip that glides smoothly and silently for a natural feel. Rechargeable battery can be recharged over 500 times. So that's pretty cool. We're going to give that a try. I'll do some drawing and sketching on it, and we'll see how that works out.
I want to know how this one works out because I've been looking for a good stylus.
I know, it's hard to
They're
find.
hard to find. Yeah.
Link Tech, LynkTec. And this is the model LTTG-0015.
Good looking.
Okay, guys, that's all
gotta
the
go.
time we have for today's show. He's Scott Ellis. You can
He's
follow
John
him
P.
at VS Ellis on Twitter.
At John Pose on Twitter.
Do it. We will see you guys next week. Thanks for joining us. We're out of here.
Bye-bye.
Oh, you hold this little button down here, I'm guessing, to turn it on?
Maybe.
Or
Got to put a
something?
battery in the back, I
Oh,
guess.
there's no battery?
No.
Oh, it needs
Or
a
at least not in the...
Oh, did
I don't
you?
know if it came
How
with-
did you unwind it?
Just unscrew the back.
Oh, you unscrew the back.
Yep.
Oh, there we go. Oh no, that's just a USB.
Oh, you're
port.
right.
The
So it
battery's already
charges.
built in
Yeah,
there.
you just charge it.
So maybe you don't have to, or maybe it needs to be charged for a little bit.
Probably.
Probably needs to be charged. Oh no, it's on right there. There's a blue light.
Oh, there you go.
So now it's on. So, oops. Let's see. Let's pull out our little. It just so happens we have a tablet designed for drawing. And let's see here. Ooh, I wonder if it would work on that thing too. Let's see. Give us a second, folks. I've got to try this while you guys are watching because it's too cool to ignore. Let me find my little sketch pad thing. Not S Note. Where's my Adobe? Autodesk. Autodesk Sketchbook will
There you
work.
go. That's a good one.
Okay, here we go. Here's our Autodesk Sketchbook Pro. Let's see. Oh, look at that.
How's it
Hello, world. It feels pretty good.
Looks like there's a little bit of latency.
It's not too much. It's not bad, but I have to try it. I'll have to try it out to see like what kind of precision you can get out of it. That's one of the other problems is you don't want to just draw on a screen. You want it to be like it would be if you were using a pencil or a pen, you know? So that's what's tough to find. Okay, you guys want to see our Rhino slider? I'm excited about this one. Eat fresh, Jared. Nice. Okay, here we go, guys. Ken, do we have the camera? Can they see it? What's the camera look like on this thing? This is our Rhino Slider Evo. So I bought this one. I actually paid my own money. It was like $1,100.
I hate it when that happens.
Yeah, for this thing.
Yep.
So we're going to take a look at it. And I'm happy to support the guys over at Rhino.
Yeah, they were
good
nice
stuff.
guys.
Yeah,
Really
good
nice
guys,
guys.
make nice stuff. And this is one that I've been really excited about. I know Gio's excited. He wants to take this out and do some stuff with it. Oh, look at that.
Wow. Carbon
is.
fiber.
Yep, we've got our
they
carbon
even sent you
fiber
a
rails
t-shirt.
there. I like how that's nice, the little packaging, the way that sits in there, and pull that out. That covered up this. Oh, we got the t-shirt.
Yeah,
That's
they sent
nice.
you a t-shirt. Look at
A
that.
t-shirt is good, so let's just take this out and see what we got here. So you'll notice that the little sled here has kind of a, I don't know, a rubber gearing thing here, and this slides along, and I don't know if you can see. Let's see, Ken, if you look right down in there, it's kind of bright or dark. Let's see, I don't know.
Yeah, a little dark.
Can you see the little gears moving, or is it just too dark? We need some light on that, I guess, huh? Let's see. What if I bring it up here? Does that get into the light? I guess you can't really see it from that angle. Anyway,
Yeah, that didn't help.
there's a little gear in there that moves around, so it's got a nice action, and it's very light because of those carbon. It's still really rigid, but it's also super light. So let's see. That is box 1. Now we have a second box right here.
Is this the what I think it is?
This should be, I'm
Is
guessing
this
this
the
is
motor?
everything else. The motor, the little feet for it or whatever, I'm guessing it's all in here. So let's see what we got. There we go. The Rhino Evo Motion, it said on the box on this one. There we go. Got our quick start guide, which I'm sure we will want to use to quickly start.
Oh yeah.
And there is our sweet, sweet little controller. That is the computer that's going to run the whole thing. And then what do we have here? What's that? Oh, I think those are some little caps or something. Like,
Look at runs caps.
this is the controller for our camera. I shoot Canons, so the controller on this end is a Canon plug that will go into a 5D or a 1D, whatever. And I'm assuming this goes right here.
Yeah.
That would go in there, and that would go to the camera. And then this little bad boy, this has got to be going to the motor. Look at that. Does that not look like 4 magnets?
It does, and I believe those go there. That's how it connects.
Oh, wow.
I remember that from the show.
Wait, that's just,
Yeah.
but surely there's some other way it connects. It's not.
Well, so you mount it here, right on this piece, and then you attach your computer through the magnets.
So we mount this, we
Yep.
loosen these little pieces right here. You were closer to him, so you got to see this better than I did. Let me loosen this up a little more. No, that's just about as loose as it goes. Okay, there we go. And then we screw these in,
Tighten that down
tighten
a little
those
bit.
up.
Yeah, I think the magnets are just to help this thing attach.
And where does this go? Oh, to this thing?
Oh yeah, into there.
Oh, there, this goes here.
So I don't know what this is for.
Okay, so this piece goes here, and it looks like there's a little screw right there so that it doesn't get accidentally
Yep.
disconnected. So that goes in there.
Keeps it nice and tight.
And then we screw this little piece here. Doesn't help that I'm wearing like a black and gray shirt with a black product in my hand here. Okay. And then we basically stick that on there.
Yep. Of course, this would normally probably be up on something.
And is this supposed to stretch
No.
all the way down there when the camera's connected to it?
No.
Because the camera will be mounted here.
Yeah.
So this would have to stretch.
Is that a camera connector though?
That's what triggers the camera. That's what shoots the camera off.
Well, that's awkward.
And then we've got, oh, here's another little
Mounty thing.
mounty thing with magnets. I have no idea what that goes to. It looks like perhaps it would strap to a rail or maybe to a tripod.
Yeah.
And so maybe we could get this away from here by strapping it to something else.
I think this is designed, may just be so that you, well, no.
This is going to control the camera, so it's
Yeah.
got to be somewhere near enough the
I
camera.
want to say the magnets over here was just kind of a place to put it when you're not
possibly.
using it. It's not really.
Well, we also have a power cord. So this is us speculating about how this thing works because we're men and we're too lazy to read a manual.
A what?
Right. So I will read the manual and we will set this thing up. I thought it was going to have some little feet. Wait, it does have feet. What am I thinking? The feet are
They
folded
collapse,
in.
right?
That's right. So you got to unscrew these little things. And then the little feet go like that. There
Oh,
we
yeah.
go.
I thought I was, okay, that's right.
Now we're cooking with fire. I like how it's got the little thing on the end. That
Tilty
kind of-
things,
Yeah.
yeah. Little robot feet.
Yeah, that's cool. Like that.
Yeah.
And then this side, same deal. There we go. Now we're talking. Now it's like super stable. Oh, you hear the motor?
Yeah. Very cool. Oh, it came on.
Did it come on?
It just came on.
That's right, because it's battery operated. Oh, show them what the screen looks like.
So you can set your slider. Which one do you have here? Is this the 40,
This is the 42?
42?
Foot, I think. It should be a 4 foot.
I think it's 42. It's a 24 or 42.
Oh, well then it's
Well,
42.
that's the Evo. This is what this is, right?
Yeah, the Evo slider.
Yep.
Yeah, this is, I guess it's 42 inches.
42.
I can measure it. There's not a longer one, is it?
No, that's it.
See, that
24 or
says-
42.
Oh, yeah, it's version 1. So you could also connect this to version 1, but we've
Yeah.
got the Evo, so that's a 42 inch. Yep, so do that. Do you push the button? There you go.
Whoa.
Live motion. Oh, do live motion. Turn wheel to slide. Ready to calibrate? Oh, okay, go. Calibrating, please wait.
Oh, good. I don't have to do anything to calibrate it.
Why don't you, disconnect the camera thing for now. Calibrating, it just says please wait, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Please wait. So we're waiting.
All right, we're waiting.
Calibrating.
Anybody got, you know what, we didn't do our check-in.
We didn't.
What were we
We're
thinking?
out of time.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
do it
right.
now.
We ran out of. Let's do it now, guys. While we're waiting for this to calibrate, let's have everybody check in.
Calibration
So,
failure.
Calibration failure.
Please restart unit.
Maybe because we forced it to do that like that. Hey, everybody, let's check in. So let us know. Lee says a full review would be awesome. A full review will be coming. I promise you that, my friends. Shocker, Lavon, Texas. That was pretty quick.
Well,
Are you doing it again?
Yeah.
Did you turn the power on and off on it?
No.
Calibration failure.
Please restart unit. Okay, so
Try turning the power off. Hold that down or whatever. And there we go. Now turn it back on. Imatra, Finland. Irving, Texas. Los Angeles, Robotastic. Fallbrook, California. Janny was in Espoo, Finland earlier.
Engsvang, Denmark.
Yes. Frisco,
Let's go.
Texas.
Go Frisco.
St. George, Utah. Stockholm.
Paducah, Kentucky.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Turn wheel to slide. Well,
But I have
oh, look at that.
calibrating.
Oh, so the calibration is probably going to go all the way to one end, and Lee missed the show, but made it in time to wait for calibrating failure. Oh, sweet.
Look at that.
That is unbelievably awesome. What did you do? You just,
Turned it to
is
4.
that the speed? The 4 is the speed?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's the speed.
So you can go down to this 1.
One
Nice,
is super slow.
Let's go 5. This one goes to 10.
One
12.
day, I may take it as high as 5, but I don't know what that would do to you.
Remember, this is for posterity.
Yeah, be honest.
Please be honest.
Come on, guys, name it.
Come on, yeah, give it up.
IT Serenity Rob is stuck in Grapevine all day. There are worse places to be stuck, trust me.
Awesome new unit you got there, John.
Oh my God, thank you for acknowledging that my big black unit was pretty awesome.
It's amazing. Are you going to name it Jared?
Yeah, I think I will. Okay, guys, you got any big plans for this weekend, Scott?
Yeah, probably the usual. Work.
Wow, that thing will really move when you want it to.
Yeah, 25.
And it also slows down when it gets to the end so it doesn't just jam into it.
Nice.
That's really
Automatically,
sweet.
yeah.
Automatic. I'm going to sit here and play with this all weekend. I'll tell you right now, guys.
Just go back and forth.
That's right.
What about you? Plans? Is the man cave done?
Man cave is looking pretty good. Pretty good. I still got to get the AC in there.
Oh, you don't have that yet?
Don't
Yeah.
have that yet,
Okay.
but it's coming along. Actually, I've got to do some designs. I need to do some art type stuff to go on my new cabinets.
Ah, you're going all out.
I am. I'm doing some custom artwork to go on the cabinets, and I want them all decked out and everything.
Yeah.
So I'll reveal the new man cave to you guys pretty soon. Not quite yet. So I'll be doing stuff at the house
Okay.
this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little garage work to do myself, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
That's all I got.
thanks for hanging out with us again this week, guys. We always appreciate when y'all are here. So
Definitely.
And that was fun on the other thing, Periscope earlier. So
Yep.
we'll just have to try out and do a little more of that later on in the future
Keep
as well.
periscoping.
Yeah.
You guys keep tuning in.
Yeah. Do it, guys. We'll see you later. Have a good weekend. Bye bye.
Ciao.
It is 4:14.